Hello everyone, welcome back to another tutorial. Hope you are doing well. Thank you so much guys for always coming back. My name is Cynthia. If you're watching me for the first time, you're welcome. To my returning subscribers, you guys are highly welcome. So I'm going to be showing us how to make this Halter's neck dress. It's a requested video. Somebody asked me to do a video on it, and then someone also asked me to make a video on how to cut out a turtleneck to fit the neckline perfectly. So I'm still going to be doing that. These are the items you're going to be using. I have 2.5 yards of a Ankara fabric here. I have a black fabric here. I'll be using this as a bias tape. So I don't have a black bias tape here. I'll be using the black fabric as a bias tape. So I have my ruler and my tape measurement. So we'll go ahead and fold the fabric. I hope this 2.5 yards will be enough. So I will start by folding my fabric into two. This is the fabric. I will fold it into two. I folded it this way into two. I will fold it again like a triangle. Now I have my fabric folded into four in a triangle form. I'll go ahead and then place the measurement. The dress full length is 39 inches. The upper part is a half flared or A-line, and the lower part is gather. You can make a gather, you can make a pleat. I'll be using 31 for the upper part and 8 inches for the lower part. I'll place half of the shoulder measurement right on this upper part here. Half of the shoulder measurement I'm working with is 8 inches. I'll go up here and look for where 8 inches fall into. So I'll mark the 8 inches here. I will take 2 3/4 inch for the wideness of the neck. That is the neck width. I will mark 1.5 inches for the back neckline. I'll mark 3 inches for the front neck depth. So I will curve it. I'll make a curve here. The back depth is 1.5 inches and the front is 3 inches. The wideness for both front and back is 2 3/4 inch. So I will go to the shoulder here and mark 1 inch for the shoulder slope. I will connect the shoulder slope to the neckline here. Right from the shoulder slope here, I will take half of the random hole measurement. Is either you place half of the random hole measurement or you divide your bust measurement by 6 plus 1.5 inches. The one I'm working with is 8 inches. So right from the shoulder slope here, I will mark 8 inches. I will make a line here. I will minus 1/2 inch from this place because I don't want it to be too open because it's a sleeveless dress. Instead of me marking that 8 inches here, I will mark 7.5 inches. I'm marking 7.5 inches here. I'll still place half of the shoulder measurement right on this 7.5 inches. And so this is now the chest line. I'll place the bust measurement right on the chest line here. The bust measurement I'm working with is 39 inches. Divided by 4 is 9 and 3/4. So I will place 9 3/4 here and mark 1/2 inch for ease. It's either you mark 1/2 inch or 1 inch for ease. Then add 1 inch for sewing allowance. So I'll look for the midpoint of the armhole. So the midpoint is 3 3/4. I will connect it like so. I will go inside by 1/2 inch right on this midpoint and connect it like so. But I will use this for the front armhole and this is the back armhole. So I will still come back to this upper part. We will take the length of the dress, then come back to this upper part. So we take the dress length. 31 inches is the upper part. We add 1 inch for sewing allowance, so that's 32 inches. I'll mark 32 inches right from this shoulder here. 32 inches. This is 32 inches right from the shoulder, so I will place my tape like so, right from up here, the upside here. I'll place it like this, and I have 40 inches here. So just to have the accurate measurement. Sometimes when you place it here, you don't get the measurement very well. So I'll place it here and mark 40 inches round. So I'll go back again to this upper part to cut out the outer neck. So I'll place my ruler here. This is the neckline. I'll place my ruler like so. I'll just place it like so and make a mark here. You make it like a curve. It's not too straight and not too curvy. So from here, I will take it to the lower part. I'll be cutting out this. I'm cutting it out. This is the back neckline. I'll be cutting out the front later. So I will take it right from here, right from the neckline here. You see how wide the armhole is? That is the main reason I reduce it. You can either reduce it by 1 inch or ½ inch. So I will be cutting out the front neckline. I will take the back out of the way and cut out the front neckline. This is the front and this is the back. I won't be adding zip to the dress. I'll be making a back slit. I'll mark 7 inches for the back slit. So I will cut it just 7 inches. So go ahead and cut out the bias tape. I'll be cutting out the neckband later on. So I'll open my fabric. So I'm not cutting it straight, you just fold it like a triangle. I'll cut out about 1½ inches. So I will use this for the armhole. And what I will do first is to use this to turn the armhole. So this is the right side. I will turn it to the wrong side. Of it, just like you're making a facing, using facing to turn the armhole. This is the right side. It's facing the wrong side of the fabric. I'll use 1/4 inch to stitch it. Then after stitching it, I will turn it to the right side like so and make a top stitch. So let me just stitch the first line. So I will stitch it here and I'll come and show you guys how you can turn it to the other side. I will use this side to cut out the lower part. So when I measure here, I have 60 inches here. So I measure the bottom part of the upper part because I'll be joining the lower part and the upper part here. So I have 60 inches. I will double the 60 inches. I will times it by 2. 60 times 2 is 120. So I will cut out 120 for the front and 120 for the back. I have 120 here. and the length is 8 inches. I'll add 1.5 inches for sewing allowance, that is 9.5 inches. I'll use 1 inch to hem the lower part and use ½ inch to join it to the upper part. The wideness is 120 inches and the length is 9.5 inches plus sewing allowance. This is for the front and this is for the back. I will take it to my machine and use a gather stitch to gather it up to the measurement of this button part. Before I gather it, I will use 1 inch to hem the lower part. I will fold ½ inch twice, hem it round, and use the gather stitch to gather this upper part all through. I will gather it up to 60 inches because this lower part here is 60 inches. So guys, I finished using the bias tape to hem the armhole. I stitched it from the wrong side and bring it to this side. So I left this one unsewed. I will show you guys how I managed to fold it this way. After stitching it from the wrong side, you turn it this way. So you come to the front side, take it like so, and turn it this way. You fold it this way and make a top stitch all the way. This is the back side. I use ½ inch to hem the slit, the back slit. Add a pressing button here. And I've also used my gather stitch to gather the lower part. I have 2 of these, one for the front and one for the back. So we'll go ahead and join the upper part and the lower part together. I will turn it like so. Right side facing right side. Right side of the ruffle or gather is facing right side of the dress. I will use ½ inch to join them together. I will stitch it all through. I will do the same thing for the back side. So I'm done joining the upper part and the lower part together. This is the back and this is the front. So I'll go ahead and join the front and the back together. I will lay them against each other. Right side facing right side. I will use 1 inch to join them together here. I will do the same thing for this side. So I will measure the neckline and use it to cut out the neckband. Someone asked me to do a video on a turtleneck neckline. I will be explaining it right now. Just like using 1 stone to kill 2 birds. Kate Okoloto are making the video you asked me to do. If you're making for kids, because you asked for kids and for adults, if you're making a turtleneck for kids, you can use 2 by 2, 2 for the width and 2 for the depth. If you're making it for adults, you can use from 2.5 by 2.5 or 3 by 3. If it's a plus size, you can use 3 by 3 or 3.5. Like this one I'm making, I use 2.75 of an inch by 3 inches. It also depends on the round neck measurement, the person you're making it for. It all depends on the neckline. Like this one I'm working with, the neckline is 17 inches. So that's how I usually do it. You measure the person round neck and use it to cut it out with your own idea. You know what to do. After using the weight and the depth measurements, you will measure the round neck. For this one I have 8.5 inches for the front and 8.5 inches here. So that's 17 inches. I have different methods of cutting out neckband or turtleneck. So this one I'm cutting it in a different way. So this is my fabric. I will fold it like a triangle. So from the up here I will measure 8.5 inches. I'll see if 8.5 inches will be okay for that. This method will make the neckband balance very well. So I will still show you another method. So I'll connect the lines. From here I will measure 2.5 inches or 3 inches. I will measure 3 inches because I want it to be 2 inches after sewing it. I will use 1 inch for allowance, both the upper part and the lower part. I'll connect it. So I'll measure it to see if it's up to the measurement. The neckline is 17 inches. 17 divided by 2 is 8.5 inches because we folded the fabric into 2. I will add about 1 inch for sewing allowance. I have 9.5 inches here, so this is correct. If you're finding it difficult to know how many inches you will measure from here to here, you just place your tape measurement like so. Just bend it a little bit like so. You will measure the neckline, divide it by 2. If it's okay here, you just make a line here, make a curve here. After you might have gotten this side, from here, you mark whatever measurement you're using. You just take it up. So that's just it. It's very simple. If I'm making another method, the fabric is also folded into 2. I will put the measurement here, place the measurement here, divided by 2. Then I will look for the midpoint of this measurement. This is the midpoint. I will go up by 1 inch, then connect it like so. From here, I will take my measurement, take 3 inches measurement, just take it like that round. This is another method, but I'm making use of this method because I prefer this to this one. So I'll be cutting it out. Okay, hope you understand it now. This one I'm making is for adults, not for kids. If you're making for kids, you cut the neckline 2 by 2. So I'm cutting out 2 of these and I will add esting to it. So I've cut out 2. So I will iron a medium weight interfacing on one side, on the wrong side. I will stitch the upper part here with 1/2 inch. I will stitch this side and stitch this side. I will go and stitch it and then join the front and the back together. I've finished joining the dress together and I've also stitched the neckband. Ironed interfacing on one side. I wanted to attach it in a different way, but I changed my mind. So I will take this, look for the midpoint. I will make a notch here. This is the midpoint. And look for the midpoint of the front. I will match the midpoint up. So I will make sure this side is facing this side. I will take it like so. And I will take this side. I will take this, turn it to meet the back side. See how this side is. Then take this side and twist it like so. So you see I still have some space here. So what I will do is to use 1/2 inch to join it round. So this little space I have here, I will still fold it inside. I will fold it like so. When I get, after stitching this side, when I get to this space here, I will fold 1/2 inch inside and 1/2 inch inside on this side. I will stitch it round. So guys, I've finished joining the neck bands to the neckline. I will add a pressing button here. I'll use an overlock machine to tidy up this side. So this is the belt. I use ×2 of the waist measurement to cut out the belt. After stitching it, I have 2.5 inches here. Folded into 2 is 2.5 inches. When you open it up, you have 5 inches. I stitch it on one side and then turn it inside out. This is ×2 of the waist measurement. This is the back. This is the back. Yeah, I forget to say it. I ended up using 3 yards of fabric for this tutorial. I added a 1/2 yard of fabric to the 2.5 yards. If you're making this kind of dress, be prepared to use 3 yards of fabric because of the ruffle at the lower part. Except you don't want the ruffle to be much, you can manage 2.5 yards. Yeah. So guys, we have come to the end of today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not done that. I will see you guys in my next one. Love you all. Bye.